We're going to start our study of quadratic functions with what is known as the standard form. Now, you remember seeing this in a previous chapter. The -2 means we have a horizontal shift. The +1, we have a vertical shift. In this, as you will see in the next graph, that means that we have the vertex of the parabola is at 2, 1 instead of 0, 0 like in the last video. And we'll see how it has been moved here as we graph it in Maple and put a little box up with the information for you to look at. See the two graphs. We did the red one in the other chapter, the blue one just now. Now, the standard form then is f of x equals a times x minus h squared plus k. A cannot equal 0. The graph is a parabola whose axis is the vertical line x equals h and whose vertex is the point hk. You can notice there it's going to open up or down depending on what a is. All right, look at this one that we're working on. Notice the a is 2, the vertex is -3, 1, and the axis of symmetry will be x equals -3. That gives us enough information to draw a pretty good graph. The a equal to 2 tells us it opens upward. And so I will attempt to graph. You know my graphs aren't gorgeous, but you'll at least see where they're sitting as far as the function is concerned. Okay, just a second here and the graph should appear. Oh, there it is. Not too bad. All right, now there are several ways that we can find the x-intercepts, because if we can find them, it helps with graphing. The first way is factoring. Now, hopefully you remember from previous classes that you've had how to factor. Hey, we'll just do it the old-fashioned way here with our chalk and board. And when we factor that, we get x minus 6 times x plus 2 equals 0. So the x-intercepts in this case will be the points 6, 0 and -2, 0. Now, that tells us where it crosses the x-axis, but doesn't tell us much more. Right? We've looked at factoring. Another technique is completing the square, which we will have to look at in another video, but for right now, we're going to skip it and go directly to the quadratic formula. Now, I'm sure you remember that, but let's review it just in case. Right? We have 2x squared minus 5x plus 3. So we have minus a minus 5 plus or minus the square root of 25 minus 4 times 2 times 3 all over 4. Now, be careful of your arithmetic. Extremely important. So we get 5 plus or minus the square root of 1. Oh, good. We know how to find the square root of 1. We're good in that order. Now, notice how we get our 2x-intercepts here. We get 1 being 3/2, 1 being 1, and so 3/2, 0, and 1, 0. So now we've looked at factoring. We're skipping completing the square. We've looked at the quadratic formula, which everybody review. And now let's look at how we could solve this using our calculator. That's a great way because it's going to get it right and we can spend more time on other things. So we type it in. Notice how I picked up the word solve. Hopefully you've got that in mind. We're solving x squared minus 7x plus 12 equal to 0 for x. 4, 0 and 3, 0 are the x-intercepts. Let's do something else with the calculator here. All right, what one are we going to work on here? X squared minus 7x plus 12 equals 0. Oh, look what we're going to do. We're going to store it and draw a graph of it. So we did zoom, and notice I'm going to change up the x-min, x-max, y-min, and y-max a bit so that we can see where it crosses the x-axis better. Aha! There's our 3 and 4. Much easier to see than if I had let it be the whole thing. So now, the one thing we have to remember here is that a parabola may not have x-intercepts. So let's go back to the calculator and check out one that's not going to cross the x-axis. X squared minus 2x plus 4. Let's store it in y1 of x. Done. We will go to graph, and we're going to zoom standard. And we will notice here, look at that, no x-intercepts.